Hey everybody, I am Lucid Faith, and today we're going to talk about Red Mage, an intro to the class. This is for you if you just unlocked Red Mage and you have no idea what to do. So we'll be covering the skills from levels 1 to 50, talking about the traits, the fundamentals of the class, and a basic rotation to get you started. So let's jump in. Red mages are a mixture of spellcasting and swordplay, so we're going to start with the spellcasting part. And a fundamental trait they have, one of their passives, is a trait known as dual cast. What dual cast does is after you cast a spell with a cast time, you gain a buff called dual cast. Cool. Then the next spell you cast that has a cast time becomes instant. It's basically the skill Swift Cast, if you're familiar with that. If not, don't worry. So what this allows you to do is cast a spell that has a short cast time, like 2.5 seconds, and then immediately cast another spell that has a long cast time, like say 6 or 8 seconds, aka VerAero later down the line. So this spell allows red mages to get 2 spells out basically at once, and it is their bread and butter for their spell casting. Next up, let's talk about the Red Mage Gauge. You fill this gauge by casting spells, but notice you'll have 2 different sides to your gauge. You're going to have a white mana side and a black mana side. You increase your white mana by casting white aligned spells, because remember, red mages are a mixture of white magic and black magic. That's why they're so cool. So spells like VerAero will increase your white mana side. Then spells like VerThunder will increase your black mana side. Now it's easy enough to know which spell increases what mana. Just read the tooltip. For example, VerAero increases your white mana by 11. So keep that in mind. As you build up your gauges, you need to try to maintain a balance, because if you don't, your little crystal up top will either change to be white or black. And if that does, the other element is going to be harder to raise. So for example, if you have a lot of white mana and only a little bit of black, every time you cast a VerThunder, instead of gaining 11 mana, you're going to gain like 5 or 6. You want to try to keep those kind of in balance as you're going up, and the magic number you want to hit is 80. 80 of each black mana and white mana, and that's when it triggers into red mana. And red mana is what you'll use as a resource on your melee combo as a red mage. Diving into your spells, your first one up is a spell known as Jolt. Now, Jolt has a cast time of 2 seconds. It deals 180 potency unaspected damage and increases your black mana and white mana by 3. This is going to be your go-to spell to trigger your dual cast buff because it has a short cast time. Jumping into your black magic spells, first up is VerThunder. Now VerThunder has a cast time of 5 seconds. It's kind of long. It deals lightning damage with a potency of 310 and increases your black mana by 11. Also has an additional effect, 50% chance of becoming VerFire ready. VerFire ready is a buff. If you have that buff, you can cast the spell VerFire, which is the next spell we're going to talk about. Now, VerFire has a cast time of 2 seconds, a lot shorter. It deals fire damage of a potency of 270 and increases your black magic by 9. So these are going to be spells that you're going to use in tandem. So first, you would cast VerThunder, hopefully with your dual cast buff, so it's instant. Then, if you get the VerFire ready buff, you can then cast VerFire. Now onto your white magic spells. These are really similar to your black magic spells. First up is VerAero. VerAero has a cast time of 5 seconds, deals wind damage with a potency of 310, increases your white mana by 11, and has a 50% chance of becoming VerStone ready. VerStone has a cast time of 2 seconds, has a potency of 270 earth damage, and has an effect of increasing your white mana by 9. Can only be used while you have the VerStone ready buff. Let's talk about Acceleration. It's an ability, it's an instant cast, has a cooldown of 55 seconds, which means it is a off global cooldown skill. And what it does is for the next 20 seconds, it ensures your next 3 casts of VerThunder or VerAero trigger the VerFire ready or VerStone ready effect. This is really nice because instead of having that 50% chance to be able to cast the next spell, it is now guaranteed for your first 3 casts of whichever ones you choose. This is how you really get through that rotation that we'll be taking you through here in a moment. Okay, so let's talk about the first part of your single target magic combo. Starting off, you'll be starting off with Jolt. Jolt, you're going to be hard casting. This will trigger your dual cast buff. From there, you're going to want to cast Acceleration. Acceleration is going to guarantee your VerStones and your VerFire procs for your next 3 casts of VerAero and VerThunder. Then, you're going to instant cast VerAero because dual cast will trigger here. From there, you're going to hard cast VerStone since it was a guaranteed proc from Acceleration. VerStone will trigger another dual cast. Then you'll instant cast VerThunder. You'll get the guaranteed proc of VerFire. Then for VerFire, you're going to hard cast that. It'll give you another dual cast. Then you'll instant cast VerAero. And this is where Acceleration falls off. This VerAero is your 3rd cast. And hopefully we've done this part in 20 seconds because that was the duration of Acceleration. From here, you're going to cast VerStone, hard cast it again. And you'll get your dual cast buff. Now when you go back to VerThunder this time, you no longer have Acceleration. Because of that, you have the 50% chance of VerFire becoming ready. So you're going to instant cast VerThunder. And if you get the proc, awesome, continue the pattern. If not, you're going to go back to Jolt. You never want to hard cast VerAero or VerThunder. Their cast times are just way too long. So you're going to go back to Jolt. You're going to hard cast that, get the dual cast a buff, and then you go back into the other one where you were. So then you'd go back into VerAero. Did you get the VerStone ready? Awesome. Go that path. If not, go back to Jolt. You'll just keep doing that. Now, hopefully, you'll want to get to 80 white mana and 80 black mana. And the rotation I gave you of kind of weaving figure 8 through those skills will keep you pretty much in balance. Once you're at the 80-80, now it's time to go into your single target melee combo. Now on to your melee skills. First up you have Core a Core. This is to be an instant cast, recast time of 40 seconds, which means it is an off global cooldown. And what it does is it rushes the targets, delivers an attack with a potency of 130. So this is your gap closer. When you're ready to activate your melee combo, you'll use this and dash in. The first hit of your melee combo is Riposte. It's an instant cast, has a recast timer of 2.5 seconds, delivers an attack of 130 potency. And if you have more than 30 black mana and white mana, it'll be upgraded to Enhanced Riposte, which does more damage and has a faster cooldown. Your second melee hit is Zwarchau. It is an instant cast, recast timer of 2.5 seconds, and it delivers an attack with a potency of 100. Now this is your first combo action. So this skill combos with Riposte. So you're going to start with Riposte, then you're going to use Zwarchau. If you do that, it'll instead have a attack potency of 150. Now, in addition to that, if both black mana and white mana are at 25 or more, it becomes Enhanced Zwarchau, doing more damage and has a faster cooldown. Your third hit of your melee combo is Redoublement. This is going to be another instant cast, recast timer of 250. At its base, it deals an attack of a potency of 100. Now, this is the third of your combo, so you do have to follow all three to get the full combo here. So first you start with Riposte, then you're going to Zwerchau, and now you'll end with Redoublement. And if you do that full combo, it has a combo potency of 230, more than double, so it's really important. And if your white mana and black mana are more than 25 when you use this skill, it becomes Enchanted Redoublement, doing more damage and has a faster cooldown. And last up is Displacement. Now, this isn't technically a part of the combo or anything, but what Displacement does is an instant cast, has a cooldown of 35 seconds, which means it's an off-global cooldown skill, and it delivers an attack with a potency of 130, and when you do that, it makes you backflip 15 yalms. So this is how you get out of melee range to go back to using your magic combos. Now on to your melee combo. For your melee combo, you do have a prerequisite to doing it. You want to be at 80 white mana and 80 black mana or above. Reason being is this is when you activate your red mana. And if you have 80 of both, you'll be able to do your full melee combo at their enchanted levels, which means more damage and it's faster. Once you have your prerequisite mana, you're going to use Core to Diving Close for your gap closer. Then you're going to use Enchanted Riposte into Enchanted Zwarchau into Enchanted Redoublement. That is the combo. Those three must be done in order without anything else in between. Then you can do Displacement and jump out. Then you go back to using your magic, rebuilding your mana gauges. Okay, so now let's talk about your AOE magic spells. First up is going to be VerThunder 2. Now this one is going to be your area of effect spell. Deals lightning damage with the potency of 100 to the target and all enemies near it. Has a cast time of 2 seconds and increases your black mana by 7. Likewise, we have VerAero 2, another area of effect spell. Cast time 2 seconds, deals wind damage with a potency of 100 to the target on all those nearby it, increasing your white mana by 7. Your third AoE skill is Scatter. Has a cast time of 5 seconds, deals unaspected damage with potency of 120 to the target and all enemies near it, and increases both of your black mana and white mana by 3. Now let's get into your MultiTarget Magic combo. This is what we're going to use if there are 2 or more enemies on the battlefield. So you'll want to start off with either VerThunder 2 or VerAero 2, whichever one you have less mana in your gauge of. For our purposes, we'll start with VerThunder 2. So we'll go VerThunder 2, we'll hard cast this. This will give us our dual cast buff. From there, we'll go to Scatter. Scatter is a 5-second cast time, so we're going to use the dual cast buff to instant cast it, right? You'll never want to hard cast Scatter. From there, go to whatever spell you didn't start with. So in our case, we're going to go to VerAero 2. We're going to hard cast that, we'll gain white mana, go back to Scatter with the instant cast, and then go back to VerThunder 2. Just rinse repeat until you have your 80-80 mana, which means you have your red mana, then throw in your melee combo. Yes, your melee combo is single target, but it's pretty powerful and it's quick. So throw it in there, even if there are more than 2 targets on the battlefield. Use it when you pop back out, go right back into your magic combos. Now let's talk about a couple of your off-global cooldown skills. First one up is Fletch. This is an instant cast, has a recast timer of 25 seconds, and it delivers attack with a potency of 440. Now, this doesn't increase either of your mana gauges, and since it's an instant cast and it's just more damage, just use this on cooldown. Whenever you can use it, just use it. Lucid Dreaming. A lot of the magic classes will get this, and what it does is an instant cast, has a recast timer of 60 seconds, and it restores your MP over time. Use this whenever your MP falls below 8,000. And that's it, y'all. If you have any questions about mechanics, Red Mage, feedback on the video, anything like that, leave a comment down below. If you enjoy the video, leave a like. And if you want to see more content from me, make sure to subscribe. I also stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Link is in the description below as well. I'd love to see you over there. And last but not least, I'll remind each and every one of you that you matter. I'll see you in the next one.